I don't actually know how much battery life this microphone has right here, so we might have a cut in the video. I don't really want to cut the video at all. I just want to go, all the way through one take. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Almost died right there. Ooh. All good. But I made a video called Spiritual Rant on this channel, and I wanted to make a follow-up video talking about how spirituality is easy, and it's a double-edged sword, right? It's a double-edged sword. I've been watching this one content creator as I make content for my other channel. My other channel, by the way, is Lunar Was Lost. I don't mind to mention it here. It's just I wanted to keep the brands separate because over here I wanted to definitely talk more about the metaphysical and spiritual aspect of things that I've talked about on that channel. But I want to give you a really good example of how spirituality is really simple and easy, but also it's difficult. It's like an ebb and flow, a yin and yang sort of situation of light and dark. The thing is the thing that makes the spiritual journey tough for a lot of people is you're shedding faces, you're shedding masks, you're shedding different versions of yourself. And really the battle is taking place mentally. So the tough part comes for maybe people's attachments, of course, but again, what you're attached to and what you give meaning to is still being experienced from within you. But when someone on the outside betrays us or changes or says we're different or whatever the case may be, when we're going through an evolution in our lives, our attachment to whatever that person means to us just it begins to break us down, right? But once you get over all these humps, spirituality really becomes easy. But the reason I say it's easy is much less on the actual journey itself that can be difficult, have obstacles, and people can go through some crazy experiences to have different sort of ego deaths and awakening. But the easy part of it is that you don't have to stress yourself with knowing a specific system. Really, really. You know what's funny? For me, what I've come to know this whole time, and even from the main point of my first, like, ever realization of everything going on, the very, you know, I say being catapulted. That's how I'm gonna word it from now on. Being catapulted into spirituality, like that tower moment when I was around 18, because I was questioning existence in life since I've been 14, but really it impacted me when I was 18 and I started having visions and crazy stuff and knowing when people were going to do before they did it, having insane moments of deja vu, which I did a deja vu video, but I'm going to do it better as I make more on this channel. I just really wanted to get this channel having some bulk, but I'm going to articulate myself way better in these videos now because now I'm just like, I'm not giving a crap. Let's get it out. I keep being pulled to make these videos, so I need to stop fearing myself and just put it out. And the right people who are going to resonate with it are going to. And that's already a reflection of people I've been getting through this channel and over on Instagram as well. So I appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, it's a super easy journey and people complicate it. But it's easy on the basis of it's easy to get pulled into traps. And it's easy on the relationship with God itself, whatever that means to you. Now, to me, God can't be defined. That was one of the key things that really broke me into awakening was all around me. I'm hearing he, him, the Lord above, this, guy. And the thing to me was like, what about Mother Nature? What about the mother of things? We're all birthed from a mother. Why is a woman not God? Those were some of the first things that really broke me into this whole awakening sphere. It was the questions I was asking since I was 14, like I said. But the real meat and potatoes is when I went against everything. I'm telling you guys, I'm probably the ultimate rebel when it comes to, terms like vibration and all of that stuff. I learned the terms and I've read the books. But the thing to me is it didn't feel organic as I started to learn that stuff. And I started to learn that stuff after my initial awakening. When my initial awakening took place, I knew things just by a knowing from inside, going within my internal self, and also literally, well, the true world, but literally just being and experiencing life. And that to me is the real spiritual journey. your relationship with the divine, God, whatever you want to call it. I like to say the maker, but your relationship with the maker as opposed to everything you do here. Now, I think everything plays its role in reality. And again, to explain to people kind of what I'm into when they get confused, if I meet someone who's kind of genuinely curious and it's not someone that's already on my wave, I just explain to them omnism. I think it's omniism or it's omnism, where it's the idea that every single religion basically has truth. And to me, it's true because if we're all under God and we're all created from this maker, then the literal books and stuff that we write here are really just people who wrote their own experiences with divine encounters and they try to explain it. Now, you can get into the nitty gritty, but that's not this video about like control and stuff in religion, but we're not going to go there. I truthfully believe if your faith in a certain book or whatever works for you, it works for you because there's truth in everything, because realistically, this is all the play of God. So, that was one of my biggest realizations, the things that threw me into spirituality. And that's why I say it's easy, because the thing is you don't need to know anything about vegetables and being vegan and doing this. Like, that was the thing that made me connect with God. I was like, something just doesn't feel right intuitively about these people who market this stuff to you when it comes to crystals, tarot, and all of that. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. I've had people want to give me readings, and this is another thing I want to say too. I don't say this to be, because I'm really this person that doesn't like coming off like that, but my internal world is definitely fucking masterful. But I don't like to come like that when I use it for examples and videos. But I've had many women want to give me tarot readings for free. They have energy readings telling me, oh, how powerful I am in the other realm and all this stuff and crystals. I've had the same types of people turn on me, leave my life, and that may be for whatever reason. But the the reason I want to bring this up is because this whole spirituality thing isn't like a fad, or for people it's a fad, but for the real anointed people that walk this path, it's a lifestyle, because you're waking up to the realization that this is a human experience. We're only here for a point in time from whatever galaxy or part of the universe you came from, or if you just came from source itself, to land on earth, experience earth, and go back to the all. Let's call it the all, or just God. But truthfully, these experiences that we have here, they're really defined by us. There's a polarity in everything here. You can look at the Hermetic principles. I really love the Hermetic principles. I dedicated an entire year of just living by those super seriously, like the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, all of it, the law of cause and effect. Those things will literally help you if you can truly embody them. But any book that basically tells you the inner world and how this realm works will tell you, even quantum physics. But anyways, why I'm bringing this all up again is just to go back to that whole thing. I think people are sold a certain look of what spirituality is. You got to be in the crystals, you got to be in this, you got to dress, you got to talk a certain way. And it's like, that's not how it works, because if you know who you are and what the I am is, and especially you can observe this in people who are very successful, but the ones who, if you get a sense, or maybe some people have met successful people, it's success is defined different by all of us, but the truly successful person is happy without needing anything external of them. They truly have found that sanctuary within themselves, and they basically seem practically untouched by anything outside of themselves. That is the person, no matter how they talk, no matter how they move. If they're, of course, someone who doesn't like to step on other people's shoes, that is the person who has truly awakened, you know. And I think about this with Buddha, or why certain people really love these figures in the past, like Christ and all this. It's like, even you see nowadays people are talking about like Christ was going against religion, and it's like, yeah, because you guys have to understand, it's a freedom. Like, a true almighty powerful being that created your ass would not want you tied down to the rules and regulations of this realm. You get what I'm saying? Like, within your internal state, it's like, yes, go about your day, have your manners, have your morals, have your things that make you human, of course. But I think true kindness and true unconditional love and all that comes through the divine. It's not a human trait. So it's like, as long as you're embodying those things and you're not outwardly offending people, it doesn't matter if somebody feels offended by your energy, But if you're deliberately not going out and causing things to people, you don't need to be over here saying say and grand rising and not using certain words. You're the one that's deeming what those words mean. And you've seen this. I mean, you've seen certain people, you know, they can eat a whole bunch of trash food and nothing ever happen to their system. Then you can have somebody, on the contrast is that this person eats a bunch of food and junk food tears up their body. But at the end of the day, it's both energy. And this person may have a belief or a certain composition with their body that doesn't have the trash food destroy them. But then this person, it does. Same with smoking, same with other things. Even though I don't condone smoking and health choices, those things are still my perspective. Because there's certain people who do those things that outlive people who said this stuff was bad. You see what I'm saying? So spirituality really, I think this video should be named Spirituality Doesn't Have a Definition, but there is a lot of core values that should be followed, I think, just naturally off of being a being. Because if you're truly awakened, you know definitely in your heart, you don't need anything outside of yourself. I don't need, a woman in my life to validate me. I don't need a family to validate my worth. I don't need a job that validates my worth. I don't need a subscriber count. I don't need that stuff. I'm good without it. But it has to be from a genuine place of speaking. You can't say that and then seem like you're shaky on it or seem like you're darting and you're off when you say that. And you can read this on some of the people that say these things. But it's funny because a lot of these creators that I've seen do this thing end up getting exposed. Because truthfully, if you understand the inner world, you don't need anything outside of yourself. It's all happening within yourself. That's why I tell you guys, I'm going to make videos and help coach people on this platform with really unlocking that internal self that doesn't stress, that can, use their perspective or whatever state they're at to ease stress in their life. Because it's exactly how I got over my overthinking and lack of self concept and things like that. It's, funny, I bring it up all the time, but it's a really good example of my world validating how my inner world has shifted. My stepdad couldn't even recognize me. So, you know, and the same thing too is I'm going through another shift where I don't even think, I believe they're not even going to realize. They don't even realize the changes took in place now because every new moment, every single moment is a new moment. Quantum physics, it's all happening in the now. So yeah, when you guys are watching this video, you're watching the shift in real time, but it's past also in your perspective if you've already viewed it. But yeah, anyways, much love. I'm really proud of what I'm going to be creating on Solithic Shift, and I'm glad to have you guys along for the journey just to see the evolution of what I've become and what I've gone through. So, anyways, love y'all. Keep on shifting out there. We're all shifting together, and I'm gonna get into this next video. Peace.